Right, guys, welcome to the podcast. We've got a freaking stud on today. This is Mr. Jaden Howell. Welcome, Jaden. We've been trying to get this going for a minute.
Yeah, we took a little detour, but we're here.
Little detour, we made it back. So Jaden, guys, tune into this one. Jaden is probably one of the fastest growing sales reps that Vivint's ever seen. He did his rookie season, which was 2020 COVID year, 247 accounts as a rookie. He was the top rookie at Vivint in 2020. Sophomore season, 330 accounts. Okay. He didn't slow down. Year three, first year as a vet, 500 accounts. And then his fourth year at Vivint did 400 accounts. And at the same time, he's growing a region, recruiting, and developing through the company. So, Jaden, super excited to pick your brain.
Thanks, man. It's an honor. It's an honor to be on the podcast. I watch it all the time, so I'm excited.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited to chat. So
I remember when we went to the President's Club. We didn't even know each other, and they put us in the same room together. It was like, then we kind of became friends after that. So
yeah, dude, awesome. we had a good time, and it's yeah, the Vivint stuff's always been good. You were at Vivint for a couple of years. We're gonna talk about it. You had a little exit for a minute,
yeah,
and he's back. So I was super pumped to see you back in the Vivint uniform, and absolutely didn't miss a beat. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. But we have a lot of new guys that watch this show. They're new sales guys. They're new to door to door. But what stood out to me is you had a massive rookie season. Most guys don't just come out slinging 300 plus, rookie accounts. So what do you feel like set you apart from most of the other rookies that came into the industry?
Dude, I think the biggest thing with like sales, I tell my guys this all the time, like I can teach you the sauce, I can teach you what to say, what not to say, the one-liners, the pitch, all that stuff, but I can't hold your hand and like help you knock the doors. I can't teach you want, I can't teach you desire. And I think the big thing with Vivint is like the cool thing is we sell a product that people actually want and they'll actually use, and we have a lot of differentiation from everyone else. And so the biggest thing I'd say that I had is I had a lot of grit, dude. I worked really hard. And so I remember when I got recruited by Todd Peterson recruited me. I remember I was cleaning windows at the time, and I had some money in the account from before my mission. And I was like, what should I do? He's like, dude, quit your job. He's like, you got money to spare, you're chilling. He's like, quit your job, and I want you to go all in on just recruiting. And at the time, Vivint talked about how like, hey, if you have 10 preseason accounts, there's like a 95% chance you sell 100 accounts. Like your odds are crazy high. And I wanted the data on my side, right? I did not want to be against the data. And so what I did is I signed in like January, I believe, or like December of 2019. And so I went on a blitz. I sold 2 my first day by the grace of the Lord above. I'm pretty sure I just ran into 2 laydowns. Then I did it again the second day. I actually sold 3. I sold on 2 for me, and then there was this kid sitting on the curb that worked with us, and I didn't even know him. And I'm like, bro, let's go knock on doors. And I actually sold 1 for him. But it's kind of funny. I don't know. Then I went home, and I was living in St. George at the time, and I just went all in on recruiting. And then I wanted to get to the 10 preseason accounts, so I actually sold 7, and I know nothing about area management, hood, nothing like that. So I literally just knocked the neighborhood that I lived in, and I sold 7 in that neighborhood. So I went out with 14 preseasons. Dude, I would just say the biggest thing was like, I've noticed this with a lot of my guys, the ones that take initiative and initiate things. Like I have guys, hey Jaden, what can I do to get better? What books can I be reading? When's the next blitz? When they're calling me and asking me questions, those are the guys that it gives me a key indicator that they're going to be really good. And I was that guy at the time for Elliot. I was, hey bro, can you sit me down with this guy? I want to pick his brain. I was calling, Todd connected me to Tristan Paris. I was calling him. I was just doing everything in my power to be ready to hit the summer. And so I did the work. I recruited really well. And I think when you recruit, it gave me like this like manager hat, even though I wasn't a manager. And it made me feel like a ton of good pressure. Like I needed to show these guys that I could go be a leader and go sell. I'm the one that dragged them out here. Like I need to go perform and like show them that it's possible. I think that had a lot to do with it as well. As like I had 8 to 10 of my best friends with me, and I needed to go like lead from the front, and I felt that pressure. But then honestly, go ahead.
Sorry. What's crazy is you started recruiting your rookie season, like before you even went out and did a summer, you're already recruiting.
Yeah. Like Todd told me, he's like, bro, if you recruit, like, we'll pay you to recruit. And I'm like, okay, like, I'll go recruit. But then I don't know. I think God allowed me to see, like, I was very mature about it somehow, some way. I don't know why, but I saw dudes like Bodie Gardner, Casey Baugh, Todd Peterson, and I saw Jeremy Bell, Jake McMillan, Puck, Doria, all these dudes, Cheyenne. And I was like, dude, these guys are like making so much money and they have good lifestyles and good family dudes. Like, if I could just kind of go copy what they do and go harder than they ever went, right? Not saying I went harder than them, but have that mindset. Like, I can dominate this and make really, really good money. Somehow, some way, I had a lot of confidence. I sat down with Elliot and said, hey, what do I need to do to make $100,000? I had heard that there's guys that make $100,000. And in his head, he's probably like, oh, one of these kids, everyone and their dog wants to make $100,000. And I was like, no, dude, just tell me what I need to do. And I'll give you my full effort. I promise. Show me what I needed to do. I did it. And then I made $247,000 as a rookie. It was kind of crazy. So I mean, that's the thing too, is like, we think so small. Like, I made way more than I ever thought I could make. And changed my life. I remember like July 6th, I looked at my source. For those of you who don't know, sources, it's like an app that will show you what you've like projected to make. And I called Elliot and I was like, dude, I might make $200,000. He's like, dude, if you don't make $200,000, that's on you. And I just buckled down. I went super, super hard. And I would just say the biggest thing too, dude, that I have that a lot of people I don't think have is I want it more than most people. Like, for me, kind of got to the point where I quit worrying about the money and the sell, and I wanted to be the best. Just because it's fun. Like, winning is fun. I like to win. And so it's just like, I remember when they were recruiting me, there was this kid named Noah at the time, and everyone was like glazing this kid, like how good he was and how many preseasons he had. And I just made it like a personal mission to just thump the kid, just make sure like he knew like who I was. And I ended up selling 247 that year, and I think he sold like not even 100 accounts. So anyways, but it helped me. I'm grateful for that kid because he made me go hard. So,
do you feel like, have you always been competitive like that? Like, you grew
always,
up?
dude. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. Like, my wife got first married where I played pickleball and I'd get all pissed off because she'd beat me. And I'm like, I've toned it down a lot, but no, as far as like sales, like, I'm getting to the point where we're growing so fast. I think we have 180 reps signed right now. And so it's getting to the point where it's like, it's hard for me. I still want to sell big numbers and throw down as much as I can. But it's like, obviously it's kind of come to that point that I have better use elsewhere, but it's hard. Like, I love, it's fun. I love it, dude. I love going out and being like, okay, can I knock 12 doors and get 4 out of the 12? Like, let's make a game out of this. Like, how good can I get my ratios? You know what I mean? And
you like that. You like that psychological challenge, like that game of it.
Yeah, I like to gamify a lot of things. It's fun.
Well, I love that you said, like, even recruiting, you said it puts like that good pressure on you, because there's a lot of guys. Sometimes we hear this in our industry where they're like, dude, I'm not going to start recruiting until I sell 100 accounts, or I'm not going to recruit until I'm selling 200 accounts so I can show these guys. It's like, I mean, if you want to level up and get into leadership, like, there's no better time to recruit than right now, right? Because like you said, it helps you hit those personal numbers, because you got to prove to the guys that, you want to show them how it's done. So I love that.
100%. One thing I tell rookies is like, look, dude, you haven't like created a story for yourself yet, but I have. And I know it, like, bring them to me. Just say, hey, dude, like, come sit down with my manager, or same thing for your guys. Like, you know what you're doing. You've done it at a very high level. Like, they don't need a story. They need someone that has a story that works with them. And that's it. Like, that's all it takes. And I have my guys leverage my story like crazy. At the time, I leveraged Elliot's story. And I said, hey, there's this kid, his name's Elliot. He's Todd's son-in-law. He's done very, very well. This is kind of what he's done. Like, I want you to meet him. I had no credibility. I used all his credibility to get people to meet. And so if you don't have credibility, one, like, use that as motivation to get credibility. And two, like, use your mentors and people around you that, like, I mean, full transparency, they make money, so they want to help you, right? They're not going to tell you no.
Yeah, don't wait to recruit. Go recruit as soon as possible. So
100%.
Love that, dude. So massive rookie season, and then so you made more money than you've ever had your rookie season. Sometimes we see guys kind of get complacent because they're like, dude, holy cow, I'm good. Bills are paid, right? Maybe they bought a new car or something, and they kind of let off the gas a little bit. So for you, how did you go out and follow up such a heavy rookie season, and then also become the top sophomore year too? What was your mindset going through that second year?
Well, real quick, one thing I was going to say too is, like, I was kind of like, there was like me and one other kid, Kelton Higgins. He's one of my best friends. at my rookie year, like I wanted that top rookie spot because I wanted the title, I wanted the brand, because I knew it'd make recruiting like so much easier. I knew if I like, dude, Vivint's a big company, lots of hitters. I knew if I took the number one spot, I knew it'd make my job like way easier as far as recruiting. Like and no one could take that away from me. No one could take away the fact that I did that. And so that was a big thing to help me a lot too. But yeah, going into my second year, I kind of felt a little pressure for sure. Sometimes you get that feeling. I'm sure you guys run into this. Like, hopefully I can still sell, man. Hopefully I didn't get lucky. Everyone feels that way. And Elliot's like, dude, you didn't get lucky 247 times, bro. Come on. So I went home, and Todd was always big advocate for like 1099s. Show dudes your 1099s, like no BS. So I just started showing buddies 1099s, and then I think I recruited like 30 dudes, roughly 25, 30 dudes that next year. And Elliot recruited like 40. So we had 70. We had too many bodies actually. So we showed up to Sacramento. I had zero anticipation of like running my office by myself. I was going to have Elliot there to help me. And we had too many bodies. Like 70 dudes in the office is like, in my opinion, too much. And so we looked at each other like, dude, you ready? I'm going to take these guys to Washington. You stay here. Like, you got this. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So I stayed and managed a ton of brand new rookies, and sold 330 that year, and managed, I think, 12 or 1300 accounts. I think just shy of 1500. But I just knew I didn't want anyone to think it was a fluke. Like, I was like, I was number one rookie. There's no reason for me not to go. I have the experience. I've done more deals than anyone that's a rookie. Like, I'm just going to go. And again, I had 20 to 30 dudes looking up to me. So I knew if I got on the board early, we had a better day. If I sold 4, we had a great day. If I sold good numbers, typically when I didn't sell very well, we had a slower day. It was almost like my guys, if Jaden doesn't sell it, like they felt that like they could like justify it a little bit better. So I just made it a mission to make sure that. And I had this kid named Cody at the time that I recruited. He made 225 as a rookie. It was kind of crazy. He was legit. He actually sold 20 in a week before I did. And he kept me on my toes, man. He kept me on my toes for sure. I didn't want to lose to him. So
that's cool.
It was just, it's more just competition for me. Like, the more you compete, and it's easy when you have money to forget about money and go. And it's really hard to forget about money when you don't have money. But those that can kind of detach themselves from the financial side of it and gamify it and use it as like, I'm going to be the best in the office and go compete. Those guys do the best for sure.
Right.
Because when I sell a deal, I don't think, I just made $1,000. Oh my gosh. It's like, nah. Like, I know that if I consistently go do 3 to 4 a day, like, I'll be one of the top reps in the whole entire company. And that's kind of the goal, right?
Love that, dude. Yeah, detach from the money, because you will make more money than you probably ever had, right? But the top guys, they're past that.
The top guys have goldfish memories. I teach my guys this all the time. If someone says yes, great. You sold them. I don't care. Forget about it. Move on. If someone tells you to come back, forget about it. Put a reminder in your phone. Go back later. Go get 2 before that, and that'll be your bonus still. Like, too many people get too attached to like callbacks and too attached to like, sell a deal, forget, sell a deal, forget, sell, forget, move on. Like, that's the key, is a goldfish memory in like almost every aspect.
Love that. Almost to a detriment, right? Like, I think our brains now I can't remember what I did yesterday.
100%.
I've gone to a movie theater and seen the same movie within the same month before, because I forgot I even went to the movie theater.
Yeah.
That might not be that. Yeah, it's just the goldfish memory kind of carries over.
100%.
Love that, dude. So massive sophomore season. You're growing at an incredible speed because you're recruiting, you're selling, and you got momentum on your side. What do you feel like was like some things that helped you do that? Because even as a new manager, you come in, there's a lot of guys that lose a lot of reps. Did you have a lot of fallout that first year running a team, or were you able to retain a lot of your guys?
I think that first year I actually did lose like quite a few. Like, I had a lot finish the summer, like 20 finished the summer. But at that time, I'm not going to lie, dude, I'd recruit anyone and everyone. Like, if you had a mouth and could talk, like, we'd take you in. And I learned like quality is way more important than quantity. I would rather have 10 reps that can sell 100 accounts than 25 that can sell 30. Right. And so, we had studs, don't get me wrong. We just recruited anybody. There's dudes that we probably should have like not had come out or cut off, that maybe were a little bit cancerous. But I think I had like 10 return that summer, 10 return after that summer. I had 20 finish, so I had 30 come out and like 20 to 21 finish. So it wasn't bad at all. And then we had a really good foundation of leaders that returned that next year, and they've wrote it out with me for a long time, actually.
Love that. Yeah, you find those core guys, and you can grow for a long time.
Well, one recruit can change everything for someone.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
you might have to go through 200 interviews to find that one guy, but once you find him, it can change everything.
100%.
Couple questions more so on the sales side. So, because we're from 2 different regions, 2 different partnerships, and so everybody kind of does things a little different.
Yeah.
We know in sales, time management is what it takes to get to 200 accounts to 300 accounts. 300 to 400 is like how will you manage your time. It's not the pitch, right? It's not what you're saying. So for you, couple hacks that you do with time management, like to get in front of as many people as you can in the day. What time are you starting to knock? What time do you stop knocking?
Yeah,
We'll go summer and then preseason.
Summer then preseason, or just
yeah. So what are your knocking hours in the preseason, and then what is it in the summer?
Yeah, preseason, bro. I'm kind of crazy. Everyone's like, dude, you're nuts. We start at 10 a.m. We do a meeting at 10 a.m. and we're on the doors by I try to be on the doors by 11:30. Just the only reason why is it's getting dark at 5 o'clock, and so as bad as I want everyone to knock in the dark, let's be honest, no one likes to knock in the dark. So I'll usually start the doors really early, and then we'll try to get guys to knock till 7, just so they're not yeah, I would say biggest thing is when I can tell, and then in the summer we have a meeting at 11:30ish, and then we get lunch, and then we're on the doors by no later than 1:30. I can definitely feel when I'm on the doors by 1:30, I feel it. I definitely have a lot better day. Sometimes when I'm dealing with manager stuff or taking phone calls or being a therapist or whatever, I'm on the doors by 2:30. It's a lot harder to sling 4 deals in a day when you're doing that. Right. But when I'm on the doors at 1:30, dude, it makes my life so much easier because I can usually get a deal by 3 o'clock every day if I do that. But one thing about me, you can ask all my best friends that work with me. I am I get antsy, so antsy. As soon as meeting's over, dude, I want to grab a sandwich. I don't even want to eat it there. I just want to eat it in my car, and I want to go. Because I know if I can get there, even at 12:30, it's giving me an extra. I'm so adamant about having a deal by 2:30, 3 o'clock every day. If I don't, I low-key start panicking. All right, I gotta, I have that mentality, dude. And there's a lot of guys at Vivint that talk how Saturdays are sacred. Saturdays are the day. We've got to go out, bit all out on Saturday. I'm every day's sacred, bro. Every freaking day's sacred. And I treat Saturdays just like I treat a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? That's why on a Saturday I will sell 5 or 6. On a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll sell 4 consistently, right? Obviously I have more time on a Saturday, so it makes sense why I'd sell a little bit more, right? But why would I make one day more of a priority than another day? Why would every day matters? That's the thing about Vivint. If you want to sell big numbers, you have to be very consistent in what you do. And so I know if I can get on the doors, if I know if I can go have a 5 bomb on a Monday, it sets the tone for the whole entire week. And so if I can get out let's say I get out, and we can do the math really quick. If I can get out an extra 30 minutes a day before everyone, times that by 6 days a week, that's 180 hours, that's 180 minutes a week, right? And then you times that by a whole summer. I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot of days. That's a couple days that I'm out, and I'm getting extra days in because I'm getting on the doors earlier than most guys.
Yeah, compounds
quick. Yeah. And a lot of people think I'm crazy. Dude, just eat your lunch here. You're fine. It's nah, dude, I'm gonna go.
That's how I've always made it a goal. 0.01% because of that.
Because I don't want to, dude, I don't want to extend. I'm sorry. I want to come home and I want to enjoy September. That's just how I've always been. And that's what pushes me. I want to go as hard as I can. Gotcha. Hit the goal as fast as I can, get home with my wife and kids, and I want to play golf.
Yeah.
I want to play golf in September. I want to enjoy it, bro. It's I'm from Idaho. I don't live in Dallas, Texas. It gets dark by September 28th, so I gotta be playing a little bit of golf, having fun. So that's something that I think about a lot too. Is it pushes me, it makes me excited. But
you have massive urgency every day. You're
oh, dude,
can't get out the door quick enough. You're not dragging your feet. Let's go to 10 different gas stations for the guys to get energy drinks and all that stuff. You're just I gotta get it quick.
My dudes know if you ride with me, you're not calling me to go to the bathroom, and that might be bad. And I might sound like a d-bag, but you call me you figure it out. Go get in the house and go pee. You know what I mean? Or go.
You can't be an Uber driver out there if you're in leadership. You got to.
No, heck no. And the thing is, I think the reason my guys do really well is because they know they're not going to get babysat. Yeah. They know I don't ever force anyone or hold anyone's hand anymore to come out. I want you to come out because you want to come out. If you don't want to come out, I don't want you to come out either because I don't want to deal with you. And that might sound bad, but once you get to that point, you know who wants to be out there, you know who doesn't. And so my rookie year, I was dragging dudes out with me, like, come on, dude, come on, come on. And you know, maybe I could have sold more accounts if I had people that wanted to be out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important to me. But also, dude, one thing that I think like me, Tristan, maybe Chris, or like your Zach Stewarts are really good at alchemies is we don't waste time with people that aren't going to buy, right? One thing that we get really good at is like we can detect very quickly who's going to buy and who's not going to buy. And what I would invite most rookies to do, or even like vets that are trying to level up or sophomores, pay attention to your deals. You'll notice that most of your deals will go the same way. They're going to answer the door. They're going to, most time they'll hear you out. And you'll see that they're giving you like buying signals, like consistently. There's a couple, like sometimes, you know, I'll have two deals a week where I'm like, they push back hard. I throw an ace at them. They bite and I get them. Right. But like most of the time I'm throwing an ace or two quick. And if they're not biting, I'm out. You know, if they, hey, dude, not interested. I do not want Vivint. Peace, bro. I don't want to sell it to you. I'm on to the next house. Yeah. I'm never disrespectful. I never try to like piss anyone off. It's not worth it. I've never been kicked out of a neighborhood before because if I have 5 deals that got installed yesterday, the last thing I need is to go piss off their friend James that wasn't very nice to me and get him pissed off and my deals cancel and it's a crap show. Yeah. Like, so like, I would just say like be professionals out there, but also like, yeah, dude, like I'm getting from point A to point B quick. Like if I'm not driving, if I'm a rookie, do I have a Segway or a scooter? For real. Like think about it. If I have a guy that has a Segway, this is crazy, but it's true. Like if they're getting from point A to point B twice as fast as you, 3 times as fast as you, dude, they're getting way more better looks than you and talking to more people. And the goal, like if you're not talking to people, you're not making money. I mean, Tristan, he rides a scooter, bro. He rides a scooter. Why do you think he talks to more people and gets in front of qualified homeowners faster than most people do? And that's why he sells the most.
That's all you ask. Do you do scooter, Segway, or car?
I'm a car guy.
Yeah.
Just easier to answer phone calls and stuff in between doors. But when I was selling solar, the doors were so brutal. I had to get a Segway because you couldn't get away with doing that. But that became sure.
Cool.
But I do not recommend using a car if you don't have, like, I'd for sure use a Segway if I was at, like a new rookie. A rookie, I would use that or a scooter for sure.
100%. Yeah, we've definitely seen guys have their sales death because of the car. Right.
100%. I mean, sometimes I have a bad day because of the car, literally. But
it's hot out there. They're getting rejected. They're like, "Oh, I'm just going to sit in the car and get on Instagram for a minute." And yeah, it can be dangerous if you don't have that discipline for sure.
Well, and the thing too about the scooter and the Segway is like, if you're walking 10 miles a day consistently for 120 days straight, I mean, dude, it's a lot. And so like and then what I see Trent happen a lot, I don't know if you notice this, but guys will like go put a lot of energy in the middle of the day and then 5 o'clock hits and they're just dead. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm like pro scooter or pro Segway, just because you're not killing yourself and then you can go ham in the
back. You can reserve your energy for the sale.
100%. But I would say just getting that urgency, bro. Like do whatever you got to take. Give them 6 months off, $25 a month off the first 6 months. Like give them the first 3 months free. Like whatever you got to do to get your first deal off your back. Do what you got to do ethically. And once you get that first deal, it's like clockwork for me at least.
Yeah, love that. Love that, dude. I love the nuggets. I love this. This is actually really good stuff. So you had a massive 3 or 4 years at Vivint, and then all of a sudden, the news broke. Jaden Howell was leaving. I was literally in shock, bro. I was like, "Holy cow!" I just came back from an event with this guy. He just did 400 accounts, like personal, made a bunch of money. Kind of walk us through that process and how that went down.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a crazy time, man. I was on a preseason blitz, selling in California, actually, alarms for Vivint. And I saw Rossiter was leaving. I saw Zach Anderson was leaving. And then Elliot called me and he was like low-key, like, Sonner wants to sit down with us. And I was like, okay. Like this is crazy, but all right. So I'll be honest, like Vivint's been amazing. It's been amazing ever since I've been there. We did have some stuff going on with compliance and stuff that got kind of crazy. Like Vivint was getting a little trigger happy, like firing people. Mm-hmm. And there was some stuff that was frustrating that happened, and you know what I'm talking about. But when we left, I think Vivint really changed a lot of things. I mean, you've probably seen it, Trent, but like they really fixed a lot of things, and Vivint's, in my opinion, way better than when it was 2 years ago before we left. So yeah. I think it almost took us taking off for that to happen. And so we went to Center, we got pitched on this, And obviously, if I knew what I knew now, I never would have left. Like, I mean, in fact, my accountant called me and he's like, you told me you made X amount, you made 100,000 more than you said. And I was like, I did? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay, my bad. Like I did even better than I thought I did. Anyways, we go to Sunrun, we get pitched on like, dude, don't, like, you can take leads, like it's gonna be a lot better. And by the way, like, I love the dudes that I worked with at Sunrun. Like the leadership over there is insane, like super good dudes. I look up to them a lot. What we found is that running a summer program for solar is tricky. It is really hard. It takes time to figure out. And the other issue is like these setters, like our biggest concern was these setters were making like smart home commissions, roughly like $1,200 to $2,400 a deal. But the problem was it was the equivalent of like 6 Vivint deals. Like it was just a lot harder. Like I felt like, and dude, Sunrun's amazing. Like if you're going to sell solar, that's 110% where you go. The issue is, it's not a Sunrun problem. It's a solar problem. It's been getting hit forever, and we only not California, right? And so our problem it was like finding a freaking needle in a haystack every day. It was literally like trying to find a needle in a haystack every day. Like people had already talked to, solar 100 times. They were frustrated. There was lots of people that had been taken advantage of in the solar industry. So if you sold a deal, you had 30 neighbors next to you that had that, and there's a good chance half of them had a bad experience. So you sell it, and it's just like, I mean, I have a kid, my top rookie right now at Vivint, he sold 40 and he had 10 get installed. And so like our problem was like we missed Vivint systems. We missed Vivint systems. I just missed Vivint systems housing. Housing was amazing. Like, I don't think you guys realize how good housing is. Like, if I have a guy go home, it doesn't hit me on my back end. Like anywhere else, anywhere you go, like that's hitting your back end. Vivint takes all the liability away and you don't have to worry about that. That's insane. Right. The competitions, Sunrun does a good job with it, but the problem is it's really hard to do competitions around solar because you have setters and you have closers. So how do you like count like what counts for what? Where right. Vivint, it's like I sell alarms and he sells alarms. We all it's easy. One alarm's worth a point or whatever, right? So we missed that. We missed the fact that like, your setters are sometimes get a little frustrated because they're setting leads and the closers make more money. So there's a little bit of like hitting heads that way. You'll get a really good setter and then all of a sudden he wants to be a closer and that's a battle too. And anyways, dude, like you can 100% make really good money in solar. And then the big, beautiful bill came out and we're like, oh, I hated the fact that it was reliant on red tape. Like the government had to subsidize it where Vivint, I mean, there's never gonna be a time where we can't sell Vivint. Like it's always gonna be there. But the biggest thing I would say, bro, is like Vivint is so good with rookies. So good with rookies. Like they're dialed, they have an iPad for you. They got shirts, badges ready for you. You roll up that you do 5 preseason accounts, you get free rents. We were getting charged an insane amount of rent. We lived in California and we had to charge whatever the cost was. That was a true cost we had to charge to the reps. Wow. I promise you guys your guys' rent's more than it really is. Vivint's just being homies and not charging you near as much as you should be. Yeah. $187 a week or whatever it is, $170 a week is like nothing. But you have the opportunity to earn it back. And if you do 5 preseasons, you don't even pay rent. Yeah. Like there's just a lot of things. Like, and then you got the home opener that's incredible. There was just a lot of things. Like I just missed Vivint. My heart was at Vivint, and our rookies every year at Vivint. I had multiple rookies make over 6 figures, and I had a stud rookie at the solar company with us, and he was insane. Like he would have sold 150 to 200 alarms for sure, and he made 70 grand. And half the summer we paid him a 50-50 split. Like. And so it was just like hard. It was a hard pill to swallow. And I got to the point, man, where I talked to my wife and I was like, I cannot look these dudes in the eye knowing they could go sell Vivint and they're going to make more money. They're going to have a better experience. Their rent's not going to be crazy. And then more importantly, dude, like California is a great place, but the issue is it gets just so hit with door to door that, dude, it's like the people are hard. They're hard to sell.
Yeah, hard sales.
Yeah, and but then you have Calvin Schofield and Gunnar Bramwell like selling lights out in California. It's because they're the differentiation. Again, Vivint is different from pest control and different from solar. No one does it. Right. And so when they're like, hey, dude, I'm not the solar guy or the pest guy. Like, who are you? I'm the Vivint guy. They're like, oh yeah, I do the cameras.
Yeah.
Like, they're hucking and they're throwing down, and we're like, what the heck, dude? I can't even get people to answer the door for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so,
well, and the number of houses too, like you said, like with Vivint, you don't have to worry. Like we can sell renters, we can sell homeowners, we can sell people that have trees covering the roof because it doesn't have anything to do with Vivint. So we can literally sell anybody versus like what you said with solar, you're definitely a little bit more
well,
held back.
the penetration's crazy. Like, there's a lot more solar, and if they don't have solar, a lot of times their roof is crap, or they have a bad main panel or something like that. And then the other issue is, they rent or something, or they don't have the credit for it, right? And so it's just like, again, it felt like you were trying to find a needle in a haystack. Where at Vivint, I was talking to a kid about it. He's like, you ever get worried we're not going to have people to sell? And I'm like, homie, hold on. There's 300 million households in the United States of America. We have 2.2 million customers, and the annual the United States of America is building 1.1 million houses a year.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2 years, they're already replacing how many customers we have. Like, and then the other issue is like solar, you can't sell it everywhere. Dude, I've been taking guys out 20 minutes from my house and throwing down. I threw down, I went out, I woke up, hung out with my wife and kids for a minute, took dudes out to 20 minutes from my house, and I sold 3 in 5 doors.
Love
and
that.
I was like, all right, boys, I'm going home. Like, you guys know what you're doing. And then they went out. And
it's like same day install most of the time too. Like the deal's done, everything's ready to go. Like,
yeah, like I had techs come in and, got them a B&B for 3 days to kind of install for us and stuff. And so I can do it anywhere I want. Anywhere I want. It's just like it's people want it. That's the biggest thing is like when we were selling solar, it's like, yeah, we're doing the utility and battery project. Because we needed to like get them to like be kind of confused for a second, so they listen to us for a second. Where at Vivint, I'm like, and we weren't lying, like we were doing like utility and battery, like different way of getting power to the house. But with Vivint, I was like, yeah, dude, I'm with Vivint. We do the smart home, smart cameras, and the alarm. Check this out. And they'd be like, oh, like they would listen to me, and I was like when I first got back from selling solar to Texas, I went back to the place where I sold lights out, and I sold my first door back. Dead serious, first door, I sold it, and I said, I'm with Vivint. He's like, okay. And I just started going through. I'm like, oh, you're going to listen to me. Okay, cool. So, and then I sold him, and then his daughter next door bought it too. I was like, dude, that was sick.
Breath of fresh air there. You're like, okay, there we go. We're back, baby.
Yeah. And then I did like 18 my first like 7 days back. So I was like, yeah, I think I could do this again. And that's the thing too, is like, again, this isn't a company problem where I was at. This is just a problem with the sales, like just solar. Is I got the point. I wasn't having fun. It's not fun to have people shut the door in your face all day, and if you knock 100 doors in a day, to get 5 people to listen to you, and 4 out of the 5 are just trying to be nice. It's just not that fun. I would rather go out and have good conversations all day and make really good money and have fun, because life's way too short to not have fun in what you're doing. And so
the job's hard enough as it is, right? I mean, it's not an easy job going out there and talking to strangers all day, and so you got to learn how to have fun with it. I agree 100%. You got to make it as a leader, you got to make sure you're having fun with your people too. You're making the job fun, even if you're stressed out. You're managing a bunch of guys, and you're dealing with the headache of the, keeping everybody's, mental state level and all the, like you said, we're kind of like therapists and leaders and trainers all at the same time. But you got to learn how to have make the job fun. And if you're not like that as a leader, you got to have the guy on the team that's that guy. He's like the fun guy, right?
100%. Well, I have a kid too. Like, I mean, this might be a little off topic, but I have a kid that was at the solar company we were at, and the issue he had is he was really good at door knocking, really good at getting houses. He made $50,000 last year, which is good. Like, it's a good rookie summer, but he should have made like way more than that. We bring him to Vivint. He sells 11 his first week. 11, like that's legit. And he's made 55 grand in his first 5 blitzes at Vivint. That's what he's pacing to sell. Like, he'll probably go, what would you say if someone finishes 70 preseasons? What odds would you give if they sell over 250 to 300?
Oh, I mean, it's in the bag.
That's what I'm saying. So he's going to go make $300,000. He made 50 last year. That's what was so frustrating, is like nothing to do with the company. Again, it was everything with just like the market solar, like just as harder to sell. And so like me and Elliot looked at each other like, dude, this kid's a dog. This kid's a dog. This kid's a dog. And it was just like hard. We couldn't look him in the eye and say we're putting him in the best situation. Where we knew if they could go sell a different product that was super attainable to sell, that they could be passionate about. So dude, I have oh my gosh, I don't even know. In Triumph, there's a lot. I mean, Triumph has a big region, 1,100 reps.
Mm-hmm.
I have 9 out of the top 10 rookies
Wow.
that are with me. And the big thing is too, is like a lot of them are, I think we have 5 or 6 rookies over 20 accounts.
My gosh.
We have one at 33, one at 50, like almost one at 50. The rookies, and the big reason I believe is because they were knocking some of the hardest doors in the country, and like they go sell Vivint, and it's like, dude, people listen to it. We just want people to listen. That's it. I just want someone to like listen to what I'm doing.
They're loving it now. Well, you guys are. It sounds like you guys are poised to just have a massive year. You've got, you said maybe projecting 7,000 plus accounts this year.
Yeah, when we came over, man, we had 55 guys. 54. We had lost a lot, dude. A lot of guys. I had some stud leaders that just lost the love. They're just like, dude, it's just not fun. We don't think our guys can make really good money.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't working. The problem is we all came from Vivint. Maybe if we didn't come from Vivint, we wouldn't have felt this way. But Vivint's so good, it's really hard to go anywhere else because it's like, dude, they've been doing it for 27 years. Yeah. So I had a couple of key leaders that just lost the love for door to door and are completely out of door to door now. And so we had 55 guys, and we're like, all right, we're just gonna go hard as we can. Now we've signed 120 reps in 5 months. So
ooh, man,
brought in some pretty key leaders. It's been really good, man.
Now, have you been going after, like when you recruit, do you go after other guys, from other companies and industries, or you do online ads, or what's your guys' recruiting strategy?
Yeah, we've had a couple guys doing online ads. That's worked really well. We've also just have a lot of young bucks that have big networks with friends, and so they'll get them in the door. We'll explain it to them, bring them on a blitz. That's worked really well. We've also had a lot of organic. There's been a lot of turbulence in pest control. We've had a lot of guys from pest control coming over. They're just realizing that Vivint's not as hard as they thought it was to sell. Yeah. And the biggest thing I tell like everyone is like differentiation. Like pest is pest. Like whatever shirt you have on doesn't matter. Trent, I don't know if have you ever ran into another security rep in your neighborhood?
It's been a while.
Dude, I don't think I've ever ran into anyone that sells like Brinks or ADT. I've never had that happen. And so like these, like when I sell solar, we'd run into solar reps all the time, and it is a little bit like sad. Like it's hard. You're like, oh crap, dude, we're selling the same thing. Like, yeah. And he can probably offer a better price than I can. And then pest control, same thing. And so like, that's what's been so nice about Vivint is differentiation. And then even when it comes to the security world, I mean, we got the spotlight camera. Like we have such a sick product to sell. It's unreal, dude. Like this is the best place in the country to be right now, in my opinion.
Yeah. And it's hard to realize that until you've left, right? It's really hard 100%. To see. Like we got it pretty good, and it has been 27 years of getting everything developed and all the systems in place and the software. I mean, everything is now, is it perfect? Of course not. But any complaint that any Vivint guy has at Vivint, if you leave because of any complaint you had here, trust me, you're going to go find more than that everywhere else.
If you have a complaint, call me and I'll let you know if you should be complaining about it. Like I know, I promise. Like, love it. It's just, I mean, dude, like people complain about housing here, and I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like, you have someone that will find the housing for you. You don't take on any of the deficit. If Vivint loses money over the year, like it doesn't hit you. If you're complaining about the software, cool, go try software somewhere else. Like Vivint, everyone's trying to copy their software as far as like sales platforms and stuff. So I'm telling you guys, like Vivint has been doing it for 27 years. They have the most, there's a reason why Vivint is ripping 150 million a month. Like, you know what I mean? Like they know what they're doing.
Still here. Yep. Love it, dude. So Jane, what do you do with a couple scenarios here with leadership? Because you've been running teams successfully for 5-6 years now. Yeah. What do you do when you run into a new guy that's like maybe that first month it's really hard, and he's taking him a little bit longer for things to click? He's thinking about throwing in the towel. Maybe kind of give us some insight into like what that leadership moment looks like and how you help him understand the job.
Yeah. First off, I think there's a lot of things that have to happen before this happens. It's kind of like objections. You got to bring it up before it happens. It's like the same thing with a rep, right? I do, Trent, I don't know if you feel this way or not, but I do think I see a lot of managers over promising and under delivering, like not creating proper expectations. 100%. My guys know when they're coming on a blitz, like I don't care how much money they make. It has nothing to do with the money. That first blitz, I do care, but they know it's an investment. They're coming out. I make all my guys buy their own flights. I don't want to buy it. I can buy it, but I want them to buy it because I want them to feel the pain of having to buy the flight, so they work harder. Typically, when they have to spend money on their own, they have skin in the game, right? So I would say like my guys know their first blitz. I don't expect them to go sell 5. I want them to go learn, to be a sponge, to work really, really hard, and to look at this as an investment, right? So I always talk about this. I talk about people go to school for 13 years, 12 years, 10 years, whatever it is, to go be a doctor, right? And they spend money to eventually, hopefully make money one day, right? Trent, do you know anyone that's in med school that goes to school their first 2 weeks, like, dang, this is easy. I'm stoked.
Yeah, probably not.
No, bro. Like, so I like to call it Vivint University. Your first couple of weeks is all about training and developing, right? And learning like a new language, how to speak, what to say, how to not ask open-ended questions, like how to ask the right questions, when to look, when not to look, body language, all that stuff. And so like, we don't expect you to come out your first week and do really well. We actually expect you to come fall on your face, to be honest. And I tell them that I expect you to get your teeth kicked in. We're going to train you and develop you the best we can to be ready for that, right? And so I tell guys this: if you can come to Viv and have that mentality like you're in school, the difference is every time you make a sale, you get paid. You don't have to go into debt. And the guys that like stick with it and learn and develop and continue to progress, those guys will end up probably making more money than most doctors, right? And they're making the money faster. They're not having to go into debt. And it's all because, but you got to treat Vivint almost like a school for like the first month, right? Like Elliot, me and him run Prime together. He bageled his first 2 weeks, and he was dating the CEO's daughter. Imagine how he felt, right? He bageled his first 2 weeks.
Got some pressure, right? He had some
pressure. He has some pressure, bro. And homie ends up making 130,000 his first summer, right? Yeah. And he picked it up slow. I have another kid. Anyway, so to answer your question is like, I think a lot of it is creating proper expectations. A lot of kids in Idaho and Utah, dude, they want to go make like 150 grand their first summer. And I'm very blunt with people. I'm like, dude, what's the most money you've ever made in your life? Oh, 12 grand. I'll go, cool. So if you came out this summer and made 30, would that be good? Well, yeah, I mean, that'd be double. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to teach you how to go make like 40 to 50. I want your goal to be 100 grand, but I need you to understand, like, if you make this, that's really good. You know that, right? And then I'll break it down from like, dude, if you go sell 3 a week, you sell 60 accounts at an average of 105 PRMR per deal. I mean, that's actually 50 grand. It really is. My guys sell about 100 to 105 monthlies almost every deal. That's how we teach them. And it's 50 grand. And so like when it's been a month and they haven't done very well, I'm like, okay, let's look back. I'm like, you've sold 6, 7 deals. Okay. You got another 3 months left. Most of your production is going to come in July and August. Right. And I'm like, I'll start calculating. I'm like, okay, this is how much you've made. If you stayed at home, how much would you have made? And they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, how much have you learned? And they're like, a lot. I'm like, do you feel like have you learned more than probably anywhere else you've ever done? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. What I want you to do is realize that if you go sell 2 this week, if you go bagel every single day and then sell 1 on Friday, 1 on Saturday, you're still making like 1,800 to 2 grand. So you tell me, where can you go home and make 2 grand? 2,000 divided by 40 is $50 an hour. I'm like, can you go get a job that pays you $50 an hour right now? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay. What if you could get a little better and do 3 a week? Then you're making like 38, or you're making like 3 grand or like 2,800. And I started the math. I'm like, that's 65 an hour. And what if you could do 4? And they're like, okay. And I'm like, dude, you're not going to be really good at this at first, but remember, you're still pacing to go make like 35, 40 grand. At home, you're going to make 12. It just feels different because you're not having wins every single day. Right. And sometimes I just have to have a reality check that like, wow, I'm actually not doing this. Because a lot of times they're really not doing as bad. Now, if you've had a kid that's been there for a month and he has 0 sales, with all due respect, homie's not working.
Yeah,
he's not working. You're going to run into people that want Vivint. I have kids right now, with all due respect, and I'd say this to their face, they're not the smartest or the sharpest pencil in the box. They're really not. But they work freaking hard. They're cowboys. They're freaking. My dad always talked about how don't be a poodle, be a cow dog. Like cow dogs don't whine, they don't complain, they just get it done. Yeah. I have a kid right now, his name's Griffin, and he just works his butt off. His first deal, he called one of my managers. He's like, hey, I'm in this house. I don't really know what to do, bro. Like, can you help me? And my buddy pulls up and he's like, yeah. Like, what's going on? She's like, oh, I just want to sign up. We're like, homie, just send her the docs, dude. Yeah. Like, but he's at 16 preseasons, bro. He's at 16 preseasons. And the difference between him and everyone else is he just works. His pitch isn't the best pitch in the office. He's not the most talented with talking. However, he works harder than 99% of my guys, and that's why he's going to make more than almost all my guys. So that's the one thing I like about Vivint is that if you come here and work and you trust and you just, again, there's a lot of guys, I'll like teach them to pitch, and I've probably sold over, I don't know how many accounts, over 1,000. I'm like, this works, I promise you. And I see guys like not doing it the certain way I've taught them or reinventing the wheel. And I'm like, dude, just take this, practice it, and repeat it, and go work really hard, and you're gonna have success. You know what I mean?
Love that. Love that, dude. Put in the work and the results are going to come. The system sells itself. So.
Well, dude, how many times do you hear kids? I mean, dude, okay, so say you go out and make 20 grand your first year. I mean, there's dudes I know that made like 20, 30 grand their first year and then go and make like 200 their next year. It happens all the time. There's there's some pretty crazy stories out there of guys that struggled their first year and dominated the second year. But a lot of times if you ask them, they didn't have as much purpose behind every door. There wasn't as much intent behind like what they're saying. There wasn't as much focus. There wasn't much work ethic. And a lot of times it's just a work ethic thing. It's like a want thing. You have to want it.
And I love that you said it's setting the right expectation as a leader for those guys, right? Helping them understand that you can make doctor money here, but you don't have to put in the doctor 12 years of school and debt. And you got to at least give it a month. You got to give it, you got to at least give some time to learn it. Have grace with yourself to get through that learning curve, and it'll happen. So,
well, a lot of times too, I'm blunt with them. Like, dude, okay, so you want to make 60 grand this year in 4 months? That's 20,000 a month. 20,000 a month times 20,000 a month times 12 is 240,000. Okay, people that make 240,000 a year grind. Like they grind, bro. Like, do you? I'll ask them like, do you deserve to make 60 grand? And they'll sit and think. I'm like, you don't have to tell me. Only one that knows is like the man upstairs. Like, like, how hard have you been working? And a lot of times I'm like, 1 out of 10. Like, you're only lying to yourself if you lie to me. That's not going to help you. Oh, 6. Okay. Then you deserve to earn 60% of $60,000, right? Work harder. And you start doing that. Like, if you want to make $500,000, you need to work like someone makes $500,000. And I promise you, they don't work 4 months out of the year and have 7 off. That's just not how it works. Right? There's making that kind of money is not like what people think. There's a grind behind it. There's a lot of work.
There's no cheat code or fast track or quick money. Like, it's all going to take some type of sacrifice.
And that's what I like about Vivint, bro. If you cheat on Vivint and try to cut corners, it'll cheat on you right back, and you'll get exposed. It makes a grown man become a child, and it makes a child turn into a grown man. I love it.
Love that, dude. Well, Jane, thank you so much, bro. There's been some crazy nuggets on here. Again, I loved having you on. Guys, if you want to follow Jaden, we'll post his Instagram on here. Dude, watch out for this guy. The Prime group is going to take off this year. So, again, much love, brother, and hopefully we can do this again.
We're excited, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir, brother. Peace out.
Peace.